listen, we're talking about the Bears, 2-13 against the NFC North. If that's real, that's abhorrent for Matt Eberflus. And 5-17 in one-score games. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just at some point here it's going to be him, right? And we talked about Ben Johnson. I know some Lions fans don't want to hear that, and I know that some people might think, why would he want to go to Chicago? I'll tell you why he want to go to Chicago, because Caleb Williams is going to be all right. He really is. I believe that. He's going to be fine. I'm not saying he's again, I told you this a long time ago, he's not what you thought he might be, and maybe he might be eventually, but he's not going to be there like that, okay? Especially not on this team. But I think he's going to be okay. And honestly, I thought Thomas Brown did a really nice job coming in cold and just taking the profit all day, right? Like from what I saw in this game, Caleb did the things you asked him to do. He created with his legs some, and honestly didn't get killed. And that's half the battle, right? Like, get the damn ball out. Take the check down.
He got the ball out much quicker. It was 0.4 seconds faster than his season average, and he used his legs. 70 yards rushing on the day. He actually escaped the pocket and was that much more of a threat on the ground.
He can – some of the elements let's not get carried away. He's never going to be – like, Mahomes is Mahomes, okay? But the thing people saw with the Mahomes thing is, like, the off-platform stuff, the wow throws. I don't think he's a deep ball guy. He's got a strong arm, but I don't think he's like an accurate deep ball thrower. Like, and not everybody is, and maybe he works on that. But what he does is he can throw a piss missile to the intermediate level of defense, and like he can put it right on people in the middle of the field, and he can get off platform, and you can move the pocket with him. So, and I think honestly, I'll say this every week till I'm blue in the face, so you don't mischaracterize me as some hater of the kid. The kid has played like a man, okay? And I mean this, like he has rolled with the punches. He's dealt with people on his team walking off the field, you know, antics, tantrums. He's dealt with fans questioning him. You know, he dealt with, he's got a purse. He cried after the game. Like, no, I haven't seen anything like what everybody insinuated, was that he's weak-minded or whatever. Like, not that having a purse makes you weak-minded. My wife's pretty fucking tough. She's got a lot of purses. All right. I'm running out of purses to buy for anniversaries and birthdays. But the point is like Caleb Williams has conducted himself like a pro in the NFL so far and taken a lot of hits. And supposedly Jay Glazer said he stood up in front of the team and apologized for why Shane Waldron got fired, his hand in it. Now, I don't know if that's a fake tweet. Again, I might be getting Aaron Rodgers here on the Jared Goff stat. But, like, you never know now. But I saw that in passing, and I was like, damn, you know what? This guy is the furthest thing from what people said he was. And I also think he's going to be fine. And so we just got to be patient. Bears fans got to be patient. You've been patient a long time. What's another year going to do?
All this hype on him.
Yeah, a couple mentions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cowboy.
Well, no. Go.
He loves the mentions.
Hey, I know my fucking role. I'm just pushing mentions, boys. Come on, I got good ones. But what I mean, you were talking about Caleb Williams there a lot, Chris. I think I saw someone in the chat say like this loss wasn't on Eberflus. The end of the game, and you mentioned this earlier. I didn't see what McAfee said about it, but the fact that kick got blocked. For everyone that doesn't know, the farther you are away, you know, kicking a field goal, it's going to have the ball coming off a kicker's leg is going to have a lower trajectory. I want to know. I want to be a fly on the wall as a specialist. Because, you know, they just chit-chat about fucking punting and kicking all day. But you had one timeout. I think there's 20 seconds or something like that left in the game. You could have run just a dive solid, a duo play. Tell your running back to cover up that ball with both arms, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why didn't they run one more play, try to get 3-4 more yards closer? Maybe that ball game goes completely differently. So that's one thing.
That field goal real fast.
Wild to me.
That field goal was 46 yards that was blocked. Santos is 71 of 71 inside 40 yards with the Bears.
And so it just lends to the fact that maybe this team is cursed a little bit, the franchise a little bit.
Seriously,
a little bit
think
cursed.
about the losses, the Commanders, and then the division rival Packers.
New ways to lose every week.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Sports.
Seriously,
Chicago Sports is a Twitter handle, and they put a mashup of Trestman in 2013 after he settled for a 47-yard field goal on second down and overtime. Obviously, they missed. in the post-game presser talking about this very thing. And then 2019, Matt Nagy, same thing. And then 2024, Eberflus. It's like time is a flat circle in Chicago. And the only thing that's different is, I promise you, you have a young quarterback. I'm not saying he's played great, but he ain't one of these guys you had in the past. And I was a Fields fan, and I still think there's room for Fields to improve, and maybe it's in Pittsburgh. But the point is, this was never going to be easy. And if you thought it was going to be easy, you were doing the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight's going to be awesome. Like, you're just easy to dupe. And so, and I'm not. And I thought this would be a process, and it is. And that's okay. But you got to make the change at some point, because Matt, as good as he's been defensively as a coach, like, your job is to coach the entire team, and they have to do a better job with the next hire. And so you have to go out and get an offensive head coach. You knew you had to do it. And that's another thing. People wanted Harbaugh. Who knows if you'd have hired the right coordinator?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe Harbaugh would have brought Greg Roman to town and, the run game and the whole thing. But, like, I think maybe waiting a year for Ben Johnson might be even better.
Mm-hmm. Bo,
he's going to directly impact that quarterback.
My best flight, everybody. Big mention guy today is Packers. Short flight on a last-minute blocked field goal for a win. Come on. Against a division opponent that you hate.
Mm-hmm.
That you've just
great
about
flight.
owned.
And a short flight.
And for real,
short flight.
Just
short flights are the best ones.
Up and down.
But same time zone.
You spend most of the flight in danger, because the dangerous things happen on takeoff and landing. So, like, short flights kind of suck, but they're also great.
But look, depending on the coach you have and how good that team is, you might get to see you Wednesday, and they might get to stay in Chicago since it's so close.
Yeah, you're right.
And go party there.
See you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.